Hi all, welcome to the Salesforce Ultimate Guide channel. In this video, we are going to work on question number 15 of the trigger. Create a related contact when an account is created. So this is one of the most frequently asked interview question as well. So they will in almost all the Salesforce interviews. So they will ask you to write one of the trigger. So this is also one of the frequently asked trigger. So we are going to see how we have to solve this. Okay, the very question is create a related contact when an account is created. Okay, they are creating an account and we have to create a contact. So if we go and see it on UI, so now I will create an account. Okay, uh, testing account today, and if I click on save, and if we check, there are no associated contacts created. Like whenever I have inserted this account, there is no contact created. But our scenario is we have to create a contact and attach it to this particular account. So to make it easier, first this is one of the after trigger scenario. So we will first check how it works. Let us say that we have two objects. Like most of the time we get confused when we have two objects. Okay, so let us say this is account object and this is the contact object. So they are trying to insert the account. Okay, that's why this is the triggering object. Okay, and then the another new record is getting created on this. So either like inserting or updating object. So when we have two objects like this, first we have to mainly focus on the triggering object. Okay. So whenever I create any account only, then only the contact is getting created. So the very first task is to choose the triggering object, that is account. Okay. I'm going to create a new trigger for this. And then the very next will be right now it is giving it as before insert. Okay, but whenever we have two objects, the thing has to happen when the account is created. Once it is saved to database, then only contact will be getting generated. So that's why we have to use after insert. Okay, and then as usual, so we will first check the triggering context variables. Trigger dot is after and trigger dot is insert. So after insert in this case, we are going to run a for loop on the account object on all the new records. Okay. So this is the starting point. Then we have to start thinking. So right now we need to create one of the contact object. To create any new object, now we have to create one new instance. So contact on equal to new contact. So this will generate one of the empty contact record. Okay. The very next thing is we need to populate few values. Okay. So if you go to account, we have only one mandatory field, that is account name. Okay. But on if you go to contact, we have last name as the mandatory field. Okay, and there are no other mandatory fields. So like we can try to populate two like uh, mm, fields. Okay, to make it easier, I will just open the contact.obj here. So and then I'll first select, I'll sort it by name, and then so we on this one we have first name and the last name. Okay, and we need to connect it to the account object. Okay, so if you go to the schema builder, either the schema builder or it's better to check on schema builder so we can easily identify visually. Hmm. Eh, Let us, I'll clear it all and I'll select account and contact. And if I click on auto layout, okay, so the connection between account and contact, here we can see it is one to many. So one on one side account it is there, and on many side we have the contact. Okay, so for one contact there can be many associated contacts, and it is related by the field account name to look up to the account. Okay, this field is getting that is the connection point. So we have to check the API name for the same. If we go to the, so we have to open the child record, child object. So contact is a child object, and on the contact we have to find that field. So look up to account, this is the field, and the field API name is account ID. So this is one of the important field. If you populate account ID with some accounts record ID, then we are able to attach it to the particular account. Okay, that's why I'm going to write it here. First, I'll write down contacts dot uh, contacts first name, last name, as well as I want the account ID as well. Okay, query. Okay, first name, contact first name is equal to, and then contacts last name is equal to, as well as account ID. Okay. The very next thing is first name where we will add it from the accounts with the user help of account. Okay. ACC dot on account we have a field as name. Okay. And then along with that we are going to just suffix it with first name. Okay. F name FN. Okay. And then contact dot last name. We will do the same thing. ACC dot name. Realize the same account name plus we are going to add it ln on the prime suffix it. Then we have the third one, contact dot account ID. So this may be little bit confusing. So on the contact, we have a field as account ID. So that we are populating with ACCs. So once the account is getting inserted, no, there will be ID created for the same. So that ID is ACC dot ID. Okay. So this particular record got created. We have like initialized all these values. Next thing is we need to insert it. Okay, but whenever like let us say that 10 accounts are created and for like we know that we have to bulkify our trigger. Okay, so instead of inserting every time one on contact, we can create one list of contact here outside the for loop. Okay, so then the very next thing is we have to add this particular for this list contact dot list add this particular instance object. Okay, then outside the for loop we have to do the DML statement by checking if contact log contact list dot is empty. It should not be empty, so I'm negating it here and then inserting the contact list. Yeah, it is simple only. We just need to understand the logic. Yeah, the trigger is saved now. Let us go and check it on UI. I'm going to create a new account record. Testing account record one or account one. Okay. and then I'm not populating any of these field values, and going to click on save. As soon as this particular account is inserted under the in the related list, we can see that there is one contact got created. And if we open that contact, the first name is account 1 FN and last name is account 1 LN, and the account name is populated with this account. It is connected to related to this particular accounts. So this is how it works. Okay. So this till now we have mainly seen only before triggers. So this is one of the after trigger. It's little bit compared to before trigger. This is little bit more complex. So we just need to understand which is the triggering object and which is the inserting or updating object. So depending on this, we can easily write the trigger. Okay. That's all for this particular video. Now I hope you guys have liked. If you have liked the video, please click on the like button and share with your friends. Thank you so much.